turn to the story out of Kansas. It's interesting. I mean, right now we're looking at a situation where, by all accounts, it appears that the Republicans very well may take over the Senate. One of the key races that could decide that may be in Kansas. Very difficult at this point to tell. You'll recall there are 6 seats that the Republicans are looking at, including Alaska and Louisiana, Arkansas, Dakotas. Kansas may swing the other way. Right now, and this is interesting because yesterday we had this conversation about another one about sitting out or not voting or whatnot. And there's a story in Kansas that the Kansas Tea Party supporters are threatening to sit out the state's pivotal Senate elections, potentially dealing another blow to re-election hopes of Senator Pat Roberts. You'll recall the Democrat Taylor dropped out of the race because the independent Orman, who many presume will caucus with the Democrats if it's a 50-50 type of split, and Orman is leading in the polls. Over the past couple of days, Sarah Palin has gone in and endorsed Roberts. Ben Carson has gone in and endorsed Roberts. Ted Cruz will be stumping for him next week. But apparently local Tea Party folks, local in terms of the state, are threatening to sit it out. The argument, the discussion that we had yesterday was about what is going to be the most effective way to push the Democratic Party to the left, right? The caller that we had yesterday was very justifiably disappointed in where we are in terms of engaging in another war. Disappointed that we did not get a single-payer health care. There were other, I think, disappointments, all of which were perfectly legitimate disappointments. The question is, what can we do to get to the places that we want to get to? So here's the story of the Tea Party leaders. They're having a meeting today to decide whether they should go to bat for Pat Roberts. Steve Shute, a city councilman in Gardner, Kansas, and a Tea Party activist, says it all comes back to whether or not there's an agreement reached. I don't know if there's going to be. Now, apparently, the Tea Party is unhappy with Roberts and with Sam Brownback. And the reason is because of the way that Roberts campaigned against the Tea Party challenger. The Wednesday gathering will follow a 2-hour-long meeting and conference call that took place Friday between junior-level representatives from Brownback's campaign, Roberts' campaign, and the state party executive director, Clay Barker, and 10 conservative activists and Tea Party leaders. And here is what they are looking to get from Roberts and Brownback. Brownback, who has imposed, right, exactly. Michael's looking at me like, what else could they get? Brownback Kansas has become a Tea Party petri dish, cutting taxes in a dramatic fashion because of Arthur Laffer's curve, which was going to raise revenues. And the state is facing horrible deficits and slashing state programs, including massive attacks on education. And here's what the Tea Party is demanding. Just to give you an example, that this is not about ideology for them. They center on the investigation launched by a Kansas medical ethics boards into this guy Wolf, who ran against Roberts. Apparently, Wolf had a controversial postings of patients' x-rays and off-color commentary to his Facebook page. And the investigation into this sank his campaign. Conservatives believe the leaks in the they're mad that his Facebook postings were revealed. I don't know what to tell you.
Most of these guys, they're like, hey, he wrote an article saying apartheid was the best system of government ever and women shouldn't work. And this guy's just like, yeah, what I do is I go on Facebook and my patient's got some weird pictures.
Conservatives believe, I mean, the idea that they're even talking about, like, this has nothing to do with ideology. The idea that words conservatives even show up in this, they're all arch extremist conservatives.
You want us to vote for you, you drop that investigation of our friend.
It's not. It goes further.
I'm sure it does.
They believe the leaks in the probe were politically motivated and an inappropriate use of state agency to knock out a political candidate. Which could very well be true. They are demanding that Brownback intervene to dismiss the ethics investigation into Wolf. They're demanding that Ann Hodgson, a member of the state organization that launched the investigation, be removed from her post and barred from ever working again in any state agency. They're calling for the resignation of top Kansas GOP officials and for the state party to adopt a resolution declaring that if Roberts doesn't complete all 6 years of his term, Wolf would be named his replacement. And they want Kansas to institute a runoff primary as well for state party leaders to agree to meet more often with conservatives.
What is that? Didn't the Romans, after they defeated somebody, they would not only kill and enslave, and then they would pour salt on the fields so that they couldn't grow crops for like the night? This is
just
incredible.
Insane. Privately, members of Brownback and Roberts' campaigns and state party officials have scoffed at the list of demands, which they see at best baseless and at worst illegal, like the call for Brownback to call off the ethics investigation. This is what the Tea Party... Now, here's what's going to happen. If there's 10 Tea Party, so-called Tea Party leaders that meet with them, 4 of them are going to get some type of deal. The zoning thing they want for their used car lot. Or someone's cousin's going to get a job somewhere. This is a joke. And then they're all going to support Roberts. And that's the way it is. This is really just like, how can we get a piece of the pie of this corruption?
It's just incredible.
It's insane. And it's insane just that this would be treated as, look, I will restate. The difference between the Tea Party and the so-called Republican establishment is just a matter of media training.
Well, that was what I was going to say, is that there clearly is some ways in which they are definitely grassroots. Because to make those kind of demands public are, there's some lack of media training there.
Lack of media training, and they apparently don't know a lawyer.
I like that. Just sort of like, usually when you are attempting to extort a United States senator and political party, you probably don't put it out in a press release. Those are some ways in which you guys could still achieve the same goals, break the same laws. We just don't want to be as formal about it.
There's no policies that they're looking for. We just need.
Abolish Obamacare, right? Definitely. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's get down to business.
We all agree on that.
My friend. Want another vote on that? All right, drop criminal charges against my friend.
All right,
rezone my used car lot.
What's that?
What'd
Yeah,
you say,
rezone my used car lot. Trying to buy the lot next door and level that Bronco Burger or whatever the heck it is and expand the lot. I'm having some problems also with this whole septic situation.
And my ex-wife, I don't like her, see? And what I'm going to want is I'm going to want Senator Roberts to get eminent domain on her house. Doesn't that contradict your principles? Hey, look, you don't tell me about my principles. I'm a Tea Party patriot, and I want my wife out of her house.
Such a joke, man. Such a joke.
Don't put it in writing, LLC.
Right.
It'd be like a Tea Party boutique consultancy.